one of our initiatives in our 21st Century Initiative legislative package is making sure that we roll back Obamacare. And I'm here to tell you, it's not going to happen in Congress. We need the leadership of Richard Murdoch. Frankly, I wish Mike Pence would have stayed in Congress. We need the leadership there to push back on the federal issues. But the bully pulpit of the governor's office in the various states, that's the only way we're going to be able to push back against Obamacare. And it's being effective, as you know, in 23 states. I think eventually it will be found unconstitutional. But for every citation or reference to Obamacare, there are a dozen other overreaching federal burdens that are going to harm your business, my business, all of our employment just as much. The debt ceiling bill added $3,000 of immediate debt to all of us, that with the promise, the hope of $1,000 of spending cuts over a 10-year period, 5 Congresses. But we see where that got us. Federal unemployment insurance is another, pet peeve of mine. The federal regulations with regard to Medicaid. All of those, Obamacare directly touches your business, but all of those impact all business and frankly all households around America. So what do I think is going to happen? I think Obamacare will be repealed. If it is not, we're going to see intense scrutiny on medical device manufacturers. The private pay insurance market will bifurcate. What you've seen in other countries is supplemental health insurance actually takes off because people don't want to have to wait in line for an elective procedure or even a pretty necessary procedure. But it will definitely have an impact. We're starting to see some of that, I think, in Warsaw already with some of the medical device manufacturer layoffs. So we need to roll back Obamacare collectively with a number of other federal programs. Was there a question over here?
Yes, sir. Yes. If you were elected to governor, what would your response be to the suspension from the federal government of habeas corpus and your Indiana Guardsmen here being federalized to support local police?
Yeah, I think we need to push back strongly against that. I presume you're referring to Senate Bill 1867, which,
yes,
right, Senate Bill 1867 in the Congress allows, and it was just, it was basically stopped by Rand Paul, if I remember correctly, by not allowing it to pass the Senate, but it's still making the rounds around Congress. It will allow the indefinite detention of an American citizen for no reason. The clause being, until the war on terror is completed. There's no metric associated with that, but almost very few of you in here are old enough to remember the days of McCarthyism. We're one step shy of that with that. And it gives that bill gives the right to the federal government to basically suspend habeas corpus and detain folks without reason. We need to push back very strongly against that. I've had conversations with Attorney General Zeller on exactly how we can do that. I've had the opportunity to meet with Governor Nikki Haley in South Carolina, speak with the folks from Scott Walker's office up in Wisconsin, as well as Chris Christie. And I believe that there's going to be a consolidated effort by a number of states led by the governors to push back on issues like that. I think for the time being, we've kind of resolved the immediate pressure, but even the fact that our government would consider that, and by the way, my opponent voted for the suspension of habeas corpus, we need to push back very hard against that. That's a fundamental liberty